So we continue function. So I defined function yesterday to be a block of code that perform a specific task or operation, right? And I said function are used to organize code, improve code reusability, and make your program more modular and manageable, right? So when I say we have types of function, I say we have built-in function, we have void function, return function, and so on and so forth. So built-in function are the function that comes with your compiler or that comes with your the with C or that comes with that programming language you are learning. So like for example now we have printf function. Printf function is a built-in function. Putchar is a built-in function that comes with compiler, right? And we have other functions. We have string function and the rest like that that comes with a compiler. So those are the built-in function that we have in C. I mean, a lot of them actually. And again, and we have void function. So I explained void function are the function that does not return. I said void function are function that does not return any value, right? I said void function are function that does not return any value. So I'm trying to what's it called? Give an example of what void function is. Now, um, this is syntax for void function. Void, let's say print um, int a int, or let me read this way: void addition int a int b, right? So now, I may mention something yesterday. I said that I said we should always see this as a variable. And now what make this a function is the parenthesis and the argument or the parameters that is inside that or the argument that the function is taking in. So what make a function is the parenthesis. Okay, the parenthesis is what make a function. Okay, but on the norms, this is a variable, but with this parenthesis, then it shows that this variable is a function. Okay, so and I made mention of function declaration and function definition. I said function declaration is I said function declaration is when we declared our function prototype. Okay, prototype prototypes. Okay, so when we declare our function prototypes, they are called function declaration. Okay, when you write the prototypes of the function you want to write, then it's called function declaration. Okay, and also I say we have function definition. So function definition I say is a like is the instruction. Okay, instruction you gave your function. Okay, you give your function. Let me just give your function. Okay, function definition are the instruction. Let's use at the instruction. Yes, at the instruction you give your function. Okay, so so this declaration is when you declared your function. Okay, you declare your function prototypes. Now like this now is a function declaration because I declare the prototype but I have not,
Sorry, please.
defined. You said?
Eric, are you recording the class?
Yes, I am.
Please. My network is terrible. I can't even hear anything, and I don't want to be dragging you back.
Okay, okay. So, now void form, like, now this now is a this that what this one that I highlighted. Okay, it is a function declaration. Okay, I declare the function, but I have not, defined the function. I only declared the function. Now this shows that I declared the function, but when I now, write out the function. Okay, when I write out the function, sorry, now when I write something like this: void add int a int b. Okay, and I input something like this, and I input, you know and I write my code here. Write your code. Okay, so now with this, it is called function definition. That is, I am given my function a definition, an instruction to follow. Okay, an instruction to execute. That will be called function, or what's it called, definition. Okay, now I talk about that our function, that I'm talking about type of function, right? Now void function, I said void function does not return any value. Void function does not return any value. Okay, and the reason why is because, hello, can you still hear me? Hello.
Yes, we can. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Right on.
okay, 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 okay. Let me move on. Oh, okay, thank you. So now, function, void function does not return any prototype, sorry, any value. Void function does not return any value. That, and the reason why is because void, anytime you hear the word void, the word void shows that void voice should, like, tell that it does not have any data type. Void does not have any specific data type. So void means that you can have that either it is integer, either it is what's it called, character, does not know, so does not have any data type. Okay, that's why it is not returning anything. Okay, and there's difference between another. Let me declare another thing here. Int, you know int addition. Let me use multiplication. Okay, int a int b. Okay, int a int b. Now with this is an integer. Okay, a function to an integer, a function to an integer. So with this, we call this a returning function. A returning function, any function that has any data type. Okay, they are expected to return something. But whenever you see a void, it means that it is not returning anything. Okay, but whenever you see any data types declared with a function, it means that that function will return a value. So with this now, int a int b, definitely this function will
Excuse me,
return
sir. Sorry to
integer.
interrupt you, please. Can I ask a question?
You said? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Now let's move on. Now this one now,
Sorry, is it my network or can we not hear him anymore?
please can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Hello?
We cannot hear you.
We
You
can't
can't
hear
hear
you
me.
anymore.
I've been hearing about return. Void doesn't return. It is return values. Return. So please, hello, can you hear me?
I'm still with you. I'm still with you. I can hear you.
Okay, sir. So please, can you break it down, like in layman's terms, like what is this return? Because the first time I heard about it, and when I was able to write a simple program and that has a return value, but I didn't see anything, or even though it printed what I wanted it to print. So I was expecting to see return somewhere, like so. But now, even though I'm really getting better, but I'm yet to fully understand what this return, like void doesn't return anything. This other one, maybe the one that begins with int, like a return value, and int is or double or whatever it is, return. What is that return, please? Could you really like break it down? Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. I will quickly explain that in a moment. Yeah. So, if we are talking about return, void, data types, and so on and so forth. Now, let me start with this. Remember, I say int add. Okay, add. Like it's taking a what? Parameter. I have my parameter int b. Okay. Now, look at this. I want us to see look at it this way. Okay. This parenthesis. Okay. Let's remove parenthesis now. Look at this int add. This add means that this add is a variable to integer, right? It's a variable to integer, and this add can hold
Yes,
any
sir.
value. Am I right? Which is
Yes,
okay,
yes,
let's
sir.
assume that it's holding 6. Okay. Now with this, I can say
Yes,
that
sir.
this add is a is a that is a oh this add, okay, oh, Jesus, this add is a variable to this integer, like variable to integer. Okay. Now look at this way
Yes, sir.
also. Now we now have something like this: int a, int b. Okay. Now this int a, int b, this inside parenthesis, it shows that this add now is now a function. And note that this add is still retaining this integer. This add is still a what? Is a function to this integer. Okay. So whenever you see any function that has that have what's it called, any that have data type, whenever you see a function that have a data types, it means that that function will return something. When we're talking about returning, we are saying that
Eh?
hello,
Uh,
hello.
I'm with you, sir.
Okay. So if we are talking about returning, like something returns something, like function is returning something, it means that, now let me do an example. Let's say I said return return a plus b. What I mean here is that I want this function to do this addition and return the answer to me, and return the answer. When I say returning, like I have my, what's it called here, int main. Okay. I explained yesterday that a main function is an entry point. Okay, is an entry point to program execution in C. Okay. Now when we say returning, this addition is returning something back to this main function. Now this main function, let's assume that I want to, okay, int answer equals to, now I want to call this function inside this main function, add. Okay, and this add is expecting two arguments. Let's assume I put in 4 um 4 and 6. Okay, 4 and 6. Now if this program want to execute, want to run, okay, this program want to run, first you're gonna do is that, I said earlier that program execution starts with main function. Is an entry point, right? Now when the compiler reach this part, this place here, that is int answer equals to add, then this parenthesis, the compiler will note that this thing now is a function. Then this program, this main function, will have to pause and go back and call and go to the function like that you wrote. Okay, now this main function will pause and come here. When it come here, let me show you a diagram of that. quick one So let's see how it work. Now what's working, now this is my main function here. Let's see this one as main. Okay, main function. Okay, now let's see this one as my addition function. Add function. Okay, now this is my main function. We will have this addition function inside it. Okay, a like it 4 and 6. Okay, I call this addition function inside my main function.
Oh,
Then
who they mute Eric now? We can't hear you.
hello, Jesus, can you hear me now? Can you all hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you now.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Now look at this now. This is my main. All right, now this aspect here, can we all see this diagram? Can we all see this
Yeah.
diagram?
We can hear you.
Okay, now
Yes, sir, we can see it.
this case,
Yes.
this part here is the main function, and this one here is the add function. Damola, please, can you stop that? Can you deal with that whiteboard? Thank you. Now we have add 4 and 6, right? Now when this program wants to run, what was it called? I said main function is an entry point. It's an entry point to program execution. Now if this program wants to run, right, it will check out this. Okay, now this main function is calling a function. It's calling a defined function, like an external function which is not part of C programming, which is not in the library. Okay, now this add 4 and 6, the main function will now pause. This execution and go to the function here. Okay, and go to the function here. Okay, then this one here, we now start the execution. In our definition we said return a plus b. Please, I'm going somewhere. Return a plus b, right? Now, and it is taking two arguments, that is int a and int b, right? The int a and int b will now be substituted for 4 and 6. That is, this int a here and int b here is same as a variable inside this parenthesis. A and B are variable inside this parenthesis. So int A, int B, right, is a placeholder. Okay, now this int A will be substituted for 4 and int B will be substituted for 6. Then we now have something like this. We now have something like this. Add 4, 6. Okay, now look at here. Then the program will now jump here, return A plus B. Then it will do the addition of 4 plus 6. Okay, now after this is done, 4 plus 6 is 10, right? Then it will now return this 4 plus 6 back to the calling function. The calling function is this main function. The calling function is the main function, while this add function is the called function. So the answer, then this I said integer, right? That is, this program is able to return an integer answer back to my main function. So this 6 plus 4 will now be 10. Then once it is 10, then it will now return it back. To the calling function. Return it back to this guy here. Okay, now return it back to this guy here. Then this answer, this answer variable here will now receive the what was it called, the addition of the returning, the answer that this function return. Then this answer will now be like this inside this place. Now answer will now be like this. Answer will now be equals to 10. So that is, this program, this add function has returned the answer, the arithmetic of this, has returned it back to this main function. Then answer, this answer is a variable that is holding this add function. Then we now return back the answer to this answer variable. Then answer will now be equals to 10. That what we called about returning. Do you get that logic?
Yes.
What about Ben that asked the question? Is he still on this call? Hello? Are you still here?
He's no longer here. Oh. I can't see his name anymore.
Okay. So this will now return back the answer, the arithmetic of this back to this answer. So this answer here is the one that is receiving the arithmetic of the add function. So which means that this addition has successfully returned back this answer. And again, if return is not here, I will just put a plus b, okay? Or let's assume now we have something like this. Int a, like int c equals to a plus b, okay? A plus b. Now inside this function, note that here we cannot see any returning function, right? Any returning keyword, right? Now this, what was it called, c, after the main function after this main function has called the what was it called, the add function, then c will now be equals to 4 plus 6. Then c will now be equals to 10. Okay, 10. And here there's no keyword return in this program, so this function will not be returning anything. That is, will not be returning answer back to the calling function. So once this execution once this execution is done, okay, then this c, if you try to access to get the c again, this C will no longer be valid. That is, this answer, this thing that we are seeing here, like once this answer leave this addition function, then this addition function is not valid. Okay, it's done. Okay, the memory, once this int c here, we allocate 4 bytes of memory for this c to hold the answer of this arithmetic. Then c will now be equals to 10. So once this, what's it called, function is done executing, then this c will this c, it's not returning anything, so it will no longer be valid. The memory will be removed. I explained in our last class, I explained something called, stack, like stack, heap, and so on like that. When I say stack is when, now this is a stack, and I call stack to be what? To be um um last in first out. That is, now when this one comes in, okay, this main function, this is the first one, right? Main function will call this function and come here. Okay, once this execution is done, then automatically stack will remove this. Okay, stack, oh sorry, so stack will remove this. Okay, so here now will be blank, because the function is done, executing, so this will be blank. And then we don't have, and if you don't have any returning, like this is not returning anything, then this will be blank. Then this function here will not receive anything from the function, this main function called. Okay, we don't receive anything. Do we get it? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Do we get it now? Please, do we understand?
I
Do,
don't, because my network was doing somehow, so I can't say anything.
okay. Now, the reason why we now have the returning is that once this, I said that once this guy is done executing, then on his stack, I said last in first out, right? Last in first out, that is, last in first out, that is, once this thing is done executing, then it will what? Pop out, remove it from the stack, and go to the next execution. Once that one is done, remove it from the stack. Okay, once that one is done too, remove it from the stack. Shey you get? Now when this main function call this function here, and this function is not, let's assume that we not impute the keyword return here, that let's assume that this function does not return anything. Okay, once this thing is done executing, then this will be what? Will just pop off, like pop off from the stack. Then this main function will not be receiving anything, because this one will not add the return keyword there. Okay, but if we add a return keyword and this integer is returning something, this is known as an integer, so expected to return something, right? So once this one is done executing, then it will now return the answer of this arithmetic back to the main function, and it was now remove this from the stack. That is, it is done executing. Then the control will now jump back to main function. The main function will now what? Print out our answer. Okay, that is what we call a returning function. Okay, but we are talking about void. Okay, we are talking about void. I said void does not return any what was it called? Void, right? Void does not return any value. Void does not return any value. right? So that is, I can, I can just put this way: c, or let's say int c equals to a plus b. Okay, and again I said that, okay, now a plus b, then I can say print, that is straight up from the, from the function. Okay, print out my, what's it called, be saying d, print out my c. So here now is a void, right? So once this arithmetic is done, okay, it will now print out the answer automatically from the function. Okay, it will print out the answer straight up from the function because the void function. So that is, now in here we have something like this, uh like 4, like c equals to 4 plus 6, then c equals to 10. Then this function will now print out 10 directly from here. We now print out 10. So once this function print out 10, what next? It will just what, pop off from the stack, because it is done executing. It will pop off from the stack because it's done executing. Okay, then this main function now move on to the next execution, to the next program. Please, do you understand now? Please, do you understand? Hello? Okay, so let me do a demo on what I just explained right now. Now, search. I think we have something here, right? Awesome, yeah. Now, let's start with include our stdio.h, right? Now, I explained a void function and a return function, right? So now void, let's start with a returning function. Int, note, you can declare your function, at the same time you can define your function automatically, like directly from your, like when you're declaring your function, you can also write the function definition. Okay, that is, let's say I have int addition. Okay, so I'm taking, now this means that the parameter, taking a and taking b. Okay, then directly I can just define this function straight up from here. Return a plus b. Okay, return a plus b. So now if I have main function, main, then int, let's say c equals to my addition, let's pass in an argument 5, 4 and 6. Okay, 4 and 6. Okay, now let me print out my answer c. Okay, now return a plus b. Now this int a and int b, they are called parameter. Okay, int a and int b, are called parameter. Okay, parameter. So when you pass in, just see that parameter as a place value or as a variable. That is, variable always expect a value. Okay, now this 4 and 6 here, we are calling this add function inside my main function, right? Add 4 and 6. This 4 and 6 means the argument. Okay, I am what? Passing 4 and 6. Now, once the program was like at the execution time, the main function will start. I said everything starts from the main function. Now if you start from this, now this is a stack. Okay, this is a stack. If you are I talk about in our last classes, I talk about we have, what's it called, um um in under control flow. I talk about what's it called, about sequential control flow. Sequential control flow, that is your program runs sequentially. Now the first thing that will run first inside this main function is this int main, this guy here. Then after this guy is done executing, it's now move to this one. She will get. Now this int c, now once this program will start executing, okay, then it will encounter this c. It start from this c first. Now this c will be pushed to the stack. Okay, now we now have, like, let's call this place let's see now, this place, let's call it our stack. Okay, our stack. So in our stack, we have the first one there is c. Now this c, okay, this c is calling this function. Then this main will now pause. Okay, the norms supposed to enter to jump to this second one here, but we have to what, to pause and execute and call this function. Okay, now the control now jump to this int add. Then in this place we now have something like this. I said this a and b, they are like a place value, like a variable that is expecting a value. Then this will now become, will now be something like this. We now have 4, okay, and 6. Okay, so inside here, then this one will now turn to 4 plus 6. Okay, 4 plus 6. Okay, then the arithmetic, now 4 plus 6 is 10. Then this will now return the answer of this 4 plus 6 back to this c that is calling this add. C and is calling this add. So inside our stack, right, our add function will execute. We execute 4 and 6. Okay, and after it is done, it will now quickly return the, what was it called, the answer of this 4 plus 6. Then this add will be removed from the stack. Once it is done executing, will be removed from the stack. Okay, then here, then our c here, okay, our c here, c will now be equals to 10. Okay, will now be equals to 10. Then we now print out our c. Then this should print out 10. Okay, now let me go back. Let me jump it back to int a and int b, then a and b, right? So let's check it out. GCC example 3.c. See, now we have 10. Now let's assume that we do not return anything. Now c equals, let's say we have another something here, int c equals to um a plus b. Okay, okay. Now we do not have any returning statement inside this function. Okay, then let's print it out. Let's try it now. Let's see what will happen to compile. Okay, I'm coming. Still printing out my 10. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Let me recompile. Look at it now. It's printing out, garbages for me. It's printing out garbages because this C, does not, it does not have any value. Okay, does not have any value. So let me even print the address of this C. Okay, let me print the address of this C. Sample3.c. Forget about that error. Now this is the address, right? Now let me print C. Let me print C. As you can see, now this C does not have any value because once this guy here is done executing, it does not have any return type. Okay, so once this a plus b is done, all right, then it will be removed from the stack. The memory, everything will be lost. Then C will just print out garbages, like it's pointing to is holding, it's not holding anything. Okay, and this one is printing out garbages because I am trying to access a memory that has been deallocated. On the norms, let's remove this add and print C only. You see that C it won't print out anything. C print out 0. That is nothing. It's inside this. It's not holding anything. But look at the difference. I have this addition here. Okay, addition here. Let me do it again now. Let me print out. Look at it. I'm having garbages, right? It means that I am trying to access a memory that has been deallocated, because once this addition is done executing, then it will be popped out from the stack. It will be removed from the stack. Okay, the memory that this int here allocated for this add function will be deallocated. So this C will be holding, garbage, will be holding a memory that's already been deallocated. Please, are we following?
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
I am.
okay. Please, do we have any question?
Not at all from my end.
Oh, okay. So let's see example of void addition, int a, int b. Okay, now have let's say we have, okay, let me try something. Int c equals to a plus b, return c. I said that our void does not return anything. Now look at it here. My text editor, my editor is already throwing out error that void cannot be used to initialize an entity of type int. Okay, of type int. That is, this void does not have any data type, and I'm trying to return something that does not have any data type. It's just something like this, like having just only addition here, because that void does not have anything, does not have any that type at all. Okay, so now here if you throw an error, that there's an error, you cannot return something from the void. But another way to do that, to return something from the void, is by you try to type cast it to an integer. Look at it now. I try to type cast it to, you know if I want to do that, I can just do like this. Like, I want to print out this, right? In a, like, I want to have this void to be an integer. With this I cannot what, I have to remove this return statement from it, and let me use print. Okay, print. So now I can now just remove this and have add, then input my 4 and 6. Okay, my 4 and 6. Okay, then I can print it out here. I can say add 4 and 6. But now I want to add this. Now look at it here. It's saying that incomplete type, right? That is, I'm already printing out this thing here. So this function will print out my answer to me before the stack will remove it, before the stack will pop it out. Okay, so I can just have something like this. Okay, so with this now, add 4 and 6. Now this main function will call this function here, so everything will be done inside this function. And this function will now print out my answer directly from this function. Then after this function has print out the answer, then this void function will be deallocated. Then we now have, see, let's check it out. See, now we have our 10. Okay, we have our 10, because this guy has what, as print out our answer directly from this function. Please, do we get it? Hello?
Absolutely right.
You said?
I, I got that.
Oh, okay. So I think I should move on to the next one then. Please, please, do we all get it? I'm only hearing one person answer. Emmanuel,
Yes,
peace.
I do also.
Oh,
Yes, I got it.
okay. So let me move on to function. Okay, before I move on to the next one, let me show you something. I think we should note that too. We have something called int a. Let's say addition again. Then here I put in void. This void here is different from the void I said earlier. This void here, it means that this addition function is not accepting, or is not accepting any argument. That is, I cannot pass any argument to this function, because here it is void. Okay, but we still retain this int. It means that this add function will return something, because it has a data type. But this here means that my function is not I cannot pass in any argument to this function, but I can return, and I can return something. I can return value inside this function, but I cannot pass in argument to this function. But with this, I have something like this too, void. Now void here means that I cannot return value, and at the same time I cannot pass in value. Okay, I cannot return value, and at the same time I cannot pass in value. Okay, now let's check out this. Then this one means that I can just have my if I can do return, I can have int a and b, okay, and do return a plus b, okay, return a plus b. Then inside my main function I can call it int c equals to addition, okay, addition. Note it is not as accepting any value, okay. Then I can print out my c, okay. Let's check it out. Now the reason why this one is not working here is because now this add does not accept anything, right? It does not accept any function, any argument. I cannot pass in any argument, so there's no way I'm going to pass in value, okay. So I can just do something like this here, that my a, or I can say something like this I can just say print f, please enter a value, okay, enter a value, okay. Then use scanf to get value from the user, %d. So we use scanf to get input from the user, or get input from the keyboard, okay. Then %d to the address of a. So scanf taking an address of the variable of a and address of p, okay. Then I can now return my a plus b. I can now return my a plus b. Then here I can print it out. Still, we are still not passing any argument. Now let's check it out now. GCC example3.c. Now this program, I said main functions and entry points. Then to come here, the int c is equal to add cc, right? Add function. Then this c will call this function here. Then we check it out. Okay, there's a function called, first thing the compiler will do is that the compiler will check the library. Okay, there's nothing called add function in the library, so definitely maybe they have declared and defined this function somewhere. Then to now check, okay, now this is the this is the function they declared and the definition. Then to come here and execute this program, and I say that this main function will now pause. Then now come here and execute this program. Then int a and b, that is, it will allocate 4 bytes of memory for this variable. Then it will now jump to this guy here, print f, please enter a value. Then it will execute this. After that, it will come down here, scanf %d, okay. That is, I want to I'm passing the address, or I want to get the input from user. then I'm passing the address of A and B inside my scanf function. Okay, then it will now return the A plus B. Then the addition of this A and B is now return it back to this C and is calling this add function. Then this C will now print, like we now use printf to print out this C, like the answer inside this C. Okay, so once this thing is done, alright, once this thing is done, then it will what? It will pop out, like it will be like the memory will be deallocated. You know I said here int A, int B. The compiler, your system will allocate 4 bytes of memory for this A and B to hold the answer of this. Then it now return the addition of these two to back to this C. Okay, then this whole thing will be what? Deallocate, the memory will be deallocated. Then we now print out this C. Now let's check it out. 4, 6, let's say 7, 7. See, now we have 14. Okay, we have 14. Let's look at something. If you now do something like this, let's do it again. Please enter value 4, 6. Look at this, it's giving me 2. What's going on? It's giving me 2. It's because I have already allocated the memory. That's why it's printing out 2, because 2 supposed to be the answer. Okay, let's try it again. Let's say 8, 8. Is it giving me 2? What's happening? It's because I have already deallocated. Once this is done executing, okay, it does not have any return it up. Let me do it this way. Let's say int C equals to A plus B. Okay, now let's check it out again. 5, 5. Now it's give me 10. The reason why it's gonna give me 10 is because this thing here is not accepting any value. So when I input, that is everything here is when I input 4 and 5, 5 and 5, the whole execution will be done here. Okay, then we use this one here to print it out. So it's simply as like this C now, it's simply as this C is inside this function. Then once we add this thing together, okay, it will now print out in this main function. Okay, and it's because this is not accepting any value. Okay, so if something is not accepting any value, we can still either return, or you can use to return or not to return. Okay, let's check out something here.
All right, Eric. Hello.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so when you were using the scanf, why is
Yes.
it that you have to use the ampersand?
Yeah, this ampersand here is we use ampersand to get an address of a variable.
Good God.
So scanf need an address of this variable.
Sorry, I can.
You said?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. My network was.
Oh, okay. What about
I
now?
couldn't hear you before.
What about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, do you
I
not get it
can
now?
hear you now.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, can you repeat what you said?
Okay, I said this ampersand, we use ampersand to get an address of a variable. So this ampersand A,
Yes.
ampersand B, we are getting the address of this A and B. That is, scanf can we can only like scanf only get address of a variable to manipulate. Do you get that? Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Do you get that?
Oh, network. Yeah, I heard
You said?
that. I heard that. Can
Okay.
F can only use the address of a variable.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, God. Network.
Please, can we also hear me apart from when I ask a question?
Yeah, we can hear you, Eric.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's move on.
Okay.
All right. So do we understand this now? This explanation of this. Do you understand? Oh, okay.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Okay. So let me move on. Okay, now let's do something very quick. Let's say we have something like this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we now have something like this. Okay, I said our main function is what is the entry point, right? Now notice that here we have a definition, but here there's no declaration. So once this program wants to run, it will throw an error, that implicit declaration of function. That is, I have not declared this function. Okay, main function we check out first the library, then add is not in the library. Okay, then it will now check the file here first. Like, I know I talk about stack, right? Then check here, there's nothing here, so we throw out that implicit declaration of function. But if I now declare my function here now, int add void function, it means function prototype or function declaration. Okay, now here it means function definition. Okay, then let's see. As you can see now, it's working perfectly. Okay, then 5 5, then give our answer. Do you understand? So that's the difference of that. Okay, now I want okay, now let's talk about function pointer. Okay, so before I move on to function pointer, there's something called by value and called by reference. Called by value and called by reference. Now int, let's say I have my add again, int a, int b, inside it I have return a plus b, right? Then inside my main function, int main, please, so please mute yourself. We have int c equals to add, let's pass in 7 and 8, or let me have something like this: int a equals to 5, b, or let me say x equals to 5, y equals to 8. Okay, then I have my int c equals to add. Then I'm passing in, or let me just use, okay, add. Then I'm passing in x and y, right? Now, this one here is a function, right? Returning a plus b. Now, this way is what here we are calling the function, right? Now, we call something called by value and called by reference. Called by value. Called by value means when you are making a copy of our variable. When you are making a copy, that is, see this int a and int b, they are local to this function. This int a and int b, they are local to this function, and this int x and int y, they are what, local to this main function. Okay, they are local to this main function. Then this one too, they are local to this main function. So for us to pass in this x and y, it means that I want to copy this inside this and copy this inside this, so that when I copy this and this inside this, so this and this will be copied inside this one and this one. They will now return the arithmetic. Okay, so here means that I'm making a copy of my variable. That will be called by value. I'm calling this int a and int b by value, by this value 5 and 8. Okay, so I'm making a copy of x and y. Okay, now I pass x and y, that is, I'm copying the address, the value of 5 of x and the value of y inside this. So I make a copy of x and y, then here will now be 5 and 8. They will now return the addition of 5 and 8. That will be called by value. And the thing about called by value is, once this is done executing, and if you don't have a return statement here or return keyword, called by value, this one and this one, they are what? They are local to this one. Once this 5 and 8 is copied inside this a and b, then this 5 and 8 is local to this function. That's why we are returning this answer, the addition of this a and b, because this a and b here, it is like we copy 5 and 8 inside this place. So this addition here, it is what? It is the value here, they are just copied inside this place, and they are what? They are local to this function. They are local to this function. Okay, then I have to return, that's why I have to return their answer, their addition, because they are local. But if we have a global, we have local variable and global variable. Global variable means that you can use that variable anywhere inside your program. Okay, but local means that you can only use that variable inside where you declared it. And here I declare a and b, so I can only use a and b inside this function here. Okay, and I can only use x and y inside this function here. So for me to now use pass in argument, I have to make a copy of this x and y. Okay, then after I have made the copy, so that's the reason why I have to now return their value, the addition of this a plus b, because if I do not return it, it does not know any, like if I do not return it, then as I said earlier, the memory will be deallocated. Okay, and this memory will be lost. Okay, that's why I'm returning this a plus b. Now that's called by value. That's called by by value. So we have called by reference. call by reference, right? Call by reference means when you are passing in the address of your local variable. Okay, when you are passing in an address, so that is I can now make this one now. This now launch me into pointer int. Let me just point it to this. That is, my a is pointer to integer, my b is pointer to integer. So whenever I want to use this, I can just just pass in the address of x, and address of y. So this one means that I am passing the address of x and y inside here. So anything I do inside here will automatically reflect inside here. Anything I do inside this place will automatically what will automatically appear here. So in other words, I do not need this return statement here. I cannot simply do a plus b, because I am passing the address of what, of x and y variable to this. So anything I do inside this function will automatically reflect inside here. That will be called by reference. So call by reference means that you are modifying your variable inside your function. But call by value means that you are copying your variable inside your function. Please, do we get that? Please, do we get that? Hello? Okay.
Hello? No, I didn't get that.
You didn't get that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get that.
Okay. I was talking about, can you hear me?
We
Yes.
can hear you. I
Okay.
can hear you.
So I'm talking about called by value, because I want to launch into function with pointer. So we have to understand this before function to pointer. Now, I was talking about called by value and called by reference. See these two things, almost good. Just about you understanding it. Now, called by value means that you are making a copy of this variable. When I pass in x inside this add function and y inside this add function, that is, I am copying the value of this inside here, the value of this inside here, then the value then it means that I'm copying this value 5 in here, value 8 in here. So this one here, this one will now turn to the value of what, of x that I copy 5, and the value of y that I copy, which is 8. Okay, then here will now be 5 plus 8. Okay, so that means that I am calling that means that it is called by value. I am calling by value. Okay, called by value means that when you are copying your variable value inside your function, that will be called by value, because this int a and int b, they are local to this addition function, and this x and y, they are local to this main function. So this a and b here, so for me to now for me to return to when I copy this x and y inside this one and this one here, it means that my a will be equals to 5. I copy the value of y of x, and my b will be equals to 8. So I copy the value of 5 and the value of x and the value of y. So my here will now be what, return return my a and my b, which is 5 and 8. So the reason why we are using this return keyword here is because this a and b are local to this function. So anything I'm doing inside this function will not be automatically reflect inside this main function. That is why I am returning this a plus b. Please, do you get that? That call by value.
Yes.
Okay. What about when I ask the question? Are you still on this call?
Yes, I understand this called by value.
Okay. Now, let's now talk about call by reference. This now launch me to pointer. Okay, pointer. So call by reference means that I want to call, I want to what? Modify my variable. You know my variable here are local to this function, and this variable here are local to this function. So I want to, I want to I want to modify my, my local variable here. I want to modify it, and I want it to what? Reflect automatically inside this main function. That is, anything I'm doing here will automatically reflect inside this main function. If I type in 2 here, 2 reflect here. If I type in 1 here, 1 reflect here. If I add it together, they reflect here automatically. That is called by reference. And it means that for you to call something by reference, it means that you have to it must be a pointer. Okay, a pointer. That is, I want to pass, pointer is when you are having, pointer is what? The variable that hold an address of another variable, right? A pointer is a variable that hold an address of any other variable. Shey you get?
Yeah.
So in other words, anything I do with my pointer, with my variable, with my pointer variable, will reflect in my variable that I'm pointing to. Okay, so that is, now this x and y, I want to what? Pass in their address. So once you pass in their address, it means that you are calling by reference. That is, you are referencing this addition function. That is, now you are referencing this x and y because you have passed in the address of x and y. That is, anything you do inside this function will reflect inside this main function automatically. So in other words, we did not, this a and b now, they are what? They are local to this variable. They are local to this function. But because they are pointer, and pointer hold an address of another variable, so anything I do with that variable will automatically modify, the variable I'm pointing to. So in other words, I don't really need the return statement here. I can just add a plus b. So far I am pointing to the address of x and y. I have the address of x and y. So I can just add it together, and it will return automatically inside my main function. Do you get that now? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see a demo on that. Okay, so let's really see a demo. We have
Yes.
let's say we
Yes, we
have
can see your screen.
int add, right? You know, we've talked about call by value, like int b, we have return a plus b. So this means that I want to call by value int main, right? I can have int x equals to 5, int y equals to 10z. Okay, then my z equals to, like, this z is the one calling this add function now. Add x, then y, right? Then y. So it means that I am calling it by value. Calling by value. And this x and y are local variable to this main function, and this a and b are local variable to this add function, right? Now let me print out my my z. So after this z, as first thing, the main function, we allocate memory, 4 bytes of memory for this x and y and z. Then this z we now call this add function. Then it will now copy the address, it will copy the value of x and and value of y. That is, my a here, we have the value. I'm copying value, now be 5, value of x, which is 5, here value of y, which is 10. So here means that I'm calling by value. Then if you are calling by value, you have to what? Return your, you have to return your return it. Because if you don't return it, once this arithmetic, the addition is done, okay, as I said earlier, that this will pop out, like, be removed, deallocated from the stack, okay, and this one will be removed. And again, another reason is because this a and b are local to this function. That is, anything I do inside this addition function is local to it. It cannot go outside. It can only be executed inside this function. So for me to now for me to push out my answer from this local function here, from this function, like for me to push out my answer from this block, this one and this one, like this curly braces are the block. Now for me to now push my answer back, like from this block, I have to use return. So this return will overpower this block and return the answer of a plus b back to this calling function, this z. Okay, then we now use printf. Then z will now contain the arithmetic, the addition of a plus b, and return the answer to us. Now let's see. See, now we have z equals to 15. So this means that we successfully called this by value. Now let's check out call by reference. Then it means you have to point them, right? This is a pointer. This is a pointer to integer, and this is a pointer to integer. So I'm pointing. I said in our when I was teaching what was it called, pointer, I said this asterisk means the referencing. That is, when you declare your, here I declared my int a and int b to pointer to point to pointer, like b is pointer to integer, right? Now this asterisk here just shows that this a and b, they are pointers. Now for me to now access, modify anything, touch the variable, I have to dereference my a and b. So that's when this asterisk now comes in play, in handy. That is, my asterisk, for me to what, to modify this value here automatically, I have to dereference this a and b to modify this here automatically, okay, without me copying this variable into here. So here I have to now what, pass in the address. Okay, so my a and b now have the address of x and y. So here I don't really need a return statement. Okay, a return statement, because this will once anything I do here will automatically update here. Now let's check it out if it is true or if I am wrong. Let's check. Oh god. Or let's do something like this. So this int c equals to this. Then let's return c. Let's check it out. So we are at 15, right? Here I return c. My bad. Here, I said earlier, sorry, that this integer, this add it's an integer, so it's supposed to return something. Okay, it's supposed to return something. That's why I have to pass in the return statement here. Sorry. Okay, but this now, this 5 and z is what automatically reflecting here. That is, anything I do here will be reflected here. Okay, please, do we understand? Hello,
Yes, I understand this part.
please, do we understand? Hello.
Yes, Yeah, yes. I understand. I understand this part.
Oh, okay, awesome. So that is what we call return by value, by sorry calling by value and calling by reference. So for me to demonstrate this thing very well, okay, for me to demonstrate this thing very well, I will write a program. Let's call it swap. Okay, swap. So I want to swap A and B. Okay.
Sorry, Steven, let me just ask a question.
Okay.
When you did your z equal to add and then the address of x and address of y,
Yes.
why didn't you use the asterisk x and asterisk y?
Yeah, Abi.
I thought if put this address, is it not going to be giving the address of this particular x instead of the address of, I don't know, I'm just confused.
Okay. Yeah.
Address of
Okay. This A. Okay, now these are these 5 and this x and y. As you said, I am passing the address. Okay, that is, this A will have the address of x and this B will have the address of y. Okay, let me show what I mean. Let's print the address of.
so what if you add this asterisk x and asterisk y, is it
Mm-hmm.
not supposed to mean the value at x and the value at y? So why do you need to pass the address instead of the value at the address, like the value at that point?
Are you talking about this or this?
I'm talking about the x and y.
X and
I was
y.
saying
Okay.
y, yes, yes, z equal to add x and y.
Okay.
I was asking why you had to use this the address instead of using that asterisk, which also means the value at that particular place. Do
Now
you get my
this.
question at all?
Okay, this one here, this not asterisk, this is ampersand, and here is the asterisk here, right? Now this ampersand here means that I am what? I am I am like getting the address of this x and the address of this y. The reason why is because this a here, it means that a will be pointing to this x, that is this address of this and this address of this. Earlier I said, now if I remove this x and this ampersand here, this x and y means that I want to copy the value of x and the value of what of y to inside here. Shey you get? But when I include the ampersand means here is that I want to get the address of this x, not this value, not this value. I'm getting the address of this x, not this value, and the address of this y, not this value. Shey you get? And this asterisk here now means that I want to now get the value inside the address of this x and the address of this y. Do you get that?
Yeah, yeah, I got that.
Like, now let's check it out. I will print let's print the address of this percent. Okay, let's say x. I want to print the address of what of x. Print f. I'll print the address of y. Then here I want to print the value of a and the value of B. Okay, value of B. Sorry, CC example 3. Let's see what's happening. I'm coming. I don't know what's happening here. Sorry, I didn't know that I've changed the what was it called to swap. That's why I was getting that error. Yeah, so now look at it here. I have what my int A, my int B. So I want to print out the value of A and value of B. Now look at the A. I have the address of X and address of Y, right? So here it means that I want to print out, this X and Y. This A and B is pointing to this X and Y. So we should be expecting the address of this X and the address of Y inside here. Okay, and inside here I want to print out the address of X and address of Y. Okay, so let's check it out now. Let's see. Let me use D. Let me use D. Use D. Like I don't. That one will give me in hexadecimal format. So look at it now. A 56 abi. Look at X. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So look at this A. It has 56. And look at X 56. And look at B
Well,
52. And look at Y 52. Hello? So please look at it now. I have what? 56. This A and B, they are here, right? A, B. So A is what? Is pointing to what? 56. Look at X. I'm printing out the address of X. Look at it here too. 56. Right? Now look at our B. Our Y is what? Our Y is 52. And look at the address too. 52. So it means that this A and B can do anything with these what? With these guys here. Okay? Do you get it now?
Okay. Yeah, I think I understand better
Okay.
now. Someone
Okay.
wants to speak. Someone
It's
wants to say something.
okay. Go ahead. You say you want to say something?
no, someone wants to say, someone is raising his hand.
Okay, can you please shoot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, thank you. Hi, guys. I just wanted to understand some stuff because the first part that first fun I thought that first equation was a function. That's from line 3 up to 8.
Yes.
It's a function.
Yes.
Yes, and then now this other one is the one we are calling. But now down here, I'm seeing like it's giving output of both the function and the call. So like I want to just understand what's the logic in there, because like sometimes you find when you create a function, like it does not print out its output. It will only print out this other output of the call.
Okay. If I should get your question, are you saying that um that why do we have this value here, right? Hello?
Here down, you're down. Eh? on the call function, you've said we print X and Y. But
Yes.
here up on the function itself, we have A and B. And then the output here, it's printing A, B, X and Y. So I just wanted maybe some clarity.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So
Mm.
inside here, A and B is a pointer, is a pointer to is a variable to pointer to integer rather, and this one too, right? Now we have A and B here. Now this X and Y, I am passing the address of X and the address of Y. Okay, so I want to be sure if the if truly my A and my B here, if they are pointing to this address of X and the address of Y. That's why I print it out here, that I print out this A and I print out this B, and this is it here. And that's why I print out this X and Y. That is, I print out this address of X and I print out this address of Y. Then we have it here. So that is now we're now sure that our A and B is holding the address of X and Y. That's why we have this value here. Do you get that? Hello?
Yeah. Hello.
Do you get that?
It's kinda, I don't know, is it
Okay.
confusing me?
Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. Let me just do it this way then. Okay. So I'm trying to explain that now our A and B, like I'm trying to explain that this method is called by reference. That is, I want to manipulate, I want to hold the address of A and the address of B. That is, I want this A and B. You know this now, this is a pointer and this is a pointer. So I want this A and B to point, you know, this Z here, this Z is calling this add function, right? This Z is calling this add function. So I want to pass in the X and Y here. That is, this add function will now, like this one here will now be like this. We now have something like this. Um, add, okay, add. Then we now have something like this of X, of what, of the address of X and the address of Y. Okay, so this A and B, they are just a placeholder, like a variable, okay, that is expecting a value. So when this this X and Y is passing to this add function. So here I'm now passing this address of this X of this X and the address of this Y, not this value. That is, I want to get the address of this X and this Y. Then I want to assign the address of this X and Y to this A. So that my A can now point to the address of this X and B can point to the address of this Y. That is, if this X is 7, then automatically this A will be 7. If this Y is 10, automatically this B will be 10. So I want to so here now I want to confirm if truly my what, my A is pointing, is holding the address of this X and the address of this Y, okay. So that's why I print out the address of this X first and the address of this Y, okay, to be sure that truly this is what that they are pointing to, you know, pointing to that this A and B is pointing to this X and Y. Then when I print out this and I print it out, then I have so when I'm bringing it out, I have the address. Let me just, you know, let me sorry. So let me comment out this one. So let's do it one by one, right?
Eric, I think I've gotten it now.
You have gotten it right.
Yeah, I appreciate. But just one more thing.
You say?
One more thing
Okay.
I would love to ask.
Okay.
You see, on that function we have defined of A and B, like I'm seeing the asterisk is next to the integer,
Okay.
not the value. But sometimes I see they point to the value of A. Like, what could there be a difference in the two? If we say int
N-
x A, and if we say
n-
integer,
o-
then we
Okay.
place
Okay.
the pointer onto A.
Okay. Okay. So this here, me I put this asterisk here, right, and here, right. It means there's no difference. You can have this pointer here, okay, and you can have the pointer here. There's no difference, okay. You can
Okay,
have the
thank
pointer
you.
here and the pointer here. So the reason why me I used to put it here is because I always want to see this a as a variable, not as a pointer. This integer is the pointer we are
Okay.
talking about, and this integer here is the pointer we are talking about, not this b. This one is a variable, but this variable is now a pointer to this integer, and this a is now a pointer to this integer here. And this pointer, this asterisk pointer to integer, but this a is a variable. Shey you get?
Okay,
But they
thank
are the
you.
same thing. If I put it here, it means the same thing. You see a pointer to this integer, but I like to I like to simplify everything so that I can understand in my own way. Okay, so you can prefer to put it to put it here, and you can prefer to put it here. Depends on you, but both mean the same thing. Do you get that? Do you get that?
Yes, yes, I get you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. So I really want to show us like now like I want to show the effect of this what's it called, this call by reference. Anytime like that, A and B can directly, anything I do here, anything I perform here, we automatically update here, right? And in my case, I have asterisk A, asterisk B. Then I was like, why is not he giving me my answer? Look at something now. um okay, why is he not giving my answer? See, it's giving me like it's giving me this like undefined thing, like this gibberish. Why is it giving me this? And I explained that our so far it is pointer, and this a and b, we are modifying the address of this. So anything we do here should automatically update inside this main function. So why is it that this one is not what returning anything? Is not what? Why is it that when I print out my z, it's not giving me this? It's not giving me my right answer. Can anybody answer this question? Hello, do we get my question?
Pardon again.
Eh?
Pardon the question.
Okay, I'm saying that, in my explanation, I said that anything I do here, so far these are what are called by reference. So anything I do here should automatically update inside this main function. So far I'm passing the address of x and address of y, then automatically a and b should give me, if I add a plus b together, then without returning without using return keyword. This main function should give me my answer directly without using the return keyword, and I'm getting this when I what run my program. So I'm getting this gibberish, this number, like this incorrect, number. Hello, do you get the question?
Yes.
So can anyone decode that? Emmanuel, Feoluwa, Senna, Sam, Sylvia, Uba, maybe I don't know. Do you have any answer to that? Okay, quick one. This okay. Do you want to go? Do you want to say something?
Steven, I've looked through, but I don't see what you are talking about. So
I said that during my explanation here, I said that
yeah,
so far I am calling by reference. Then I'm passing my address of x and y to the add function. Right, I'm passing the address of x and y to this add function.
okay,
Shey you get? So in my explanation I said that return that we don't really need return again. So far we are modifying the add. So far I said that anything we do inside this main this function here should automatically
mm,
update inside this main function. So far we are calling this one by reference. And now
okay,
when I run my program, I am getting this gibberish, this incorrect number. What do you think is wrong with this program? Do you have any answer?
no, I don't know. I can't see it.
Okay, what is happening here is, remember,
Hello.
yeah, okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm not sure, but let me try.
Okay,
Uh, the answer, it's giving you that answer because what you've called is print is Z, which is calling the address of X and Y.
okay,
So if you do print F, the what do you call it? Percentage D, that is N. So
uh-huh.
with the new line Z, the compiler will only compile for Z, and the Z at the top is calling address of X and address of Y. That's why it's giving you that.
Okay, if I should get you now, so you are saying that I am getting the address of Z, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me do something again. Equals to now see this one here. Okay, let me just do something like this. Z, let's print it out. Let's see what will happen. See now, this one is different with this one. And he said Z, like this one is printing out the address of Z, but now I am
Yeah,
printing out the address of Z, but still giving me this, like they are different. If truly this is printing out the address of Z, then both this and this supposed to be same thing. Okay, so let me just explain let me just give you the answer. All right, this A and B, the fact that they can do anything with this address does not mean that they can return. Now this integer here, this function is a function to integer. So far that this A and B here, I am printing I am what? I am adding the value of this a, of this 5, which is x, and a value of y. So this one means, like, simply means 5 plus, you know, plus plus 10. 5 plus 10. Then it will give me my answer to what? 15. 15. But I am not returning the answer. Once this thing is done, e still, though this one can access this through the address, okay, we call it by reference, but it does not mean that once, here now I am getting the value of this and this, then 5 and 10, then it's not returning this answer to me. So this 15 cannot leave this block, this function block, until I return it or I print it out from here. Do we get that?
Yes.
Awesome. So in other words, I have to what? Return it. I'm sorry by if my explanation there, is wrong, but that's why I try to correct it now. Okay, so that we won't have, look at it now. See, now we have our 15. Okay, we have our 15, because here now this a and b as what, they are getting the value of this 5 and the value of y. Then I put it together. After that, I have to return that answer back to the calling function, which is this z. Okay, then I print out my z. Okay, then my z give me what? 15. Do we get it now? Hello, do we get it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yes.
okay. Now, for me to now show you the power of call by reference, okay, how to use call by reference, like what it's doing really. Let's write a program, like let's swap a program to swap, like to swap this 10 and 5. First thing, I will do it in a copy by value. We will try by copy by value, then we now try by what? By reference. Then we end this meeting. Okay, so quick one, let's call this one swap. Okay, swap. So I will use by value, okay. Then here, when I say swap means that I want to what? Swap this thing and this thing together. Like I want my x to be 10 and I want my y to be 5. Okay, so now I need the what? I need a temporary, a temporary variable, okay, that will hold this a, that will hold, my a or my x, so my x or my what? My z, anyhow. So now, then temp equals to a, okay. So I want to what? I want to copy the value of a to temp. Then a equals to b. So I am what? Now I have copied the value of a to what? To temp. Then I'm now copying the value of b to a. Then now my b to a. Here now I'm now copying my value of a, sorry, my b to temp. Here already, here temp is holding a, the value of a. Then a is empty now. Now a is now holding the value of b. Then b is empty. Now b is now holding the value of temp. Okay. Then I will now return. Yes. Here now, see, I cannot return anything, because if I should return temp, I'll be returning the value of a. If I should return b, I'll be returning the value of b. If I return a, I'll be returning the value of a. So how will I do this thing now? Look at it. Let me just put it return 0. Okay. return 0. Okay, now let's input our swap. Okay, you know we are calling by value, so we don't need this address. Okay, then let's run our program if it's going to work perfectly. GCC, see, my z is 0. What's happening? My z is 0. Why? Because I am returning 0. Now let's try to return temp. Let's see what will happen. My z is 5 and I want
Five.
what?
What?
He said, and I want this 5 and z. I want what? Swap this 10 and 5, this x and y. But I can only return temp and I can only return b, I can only return c, I can only return a. Okay, so this now is not possible for me to what, to return to, to do the swapping. That's why call by reference come in handy, and that's why call by reference is very very important. That is, I can just modify this thing here and it will be updated inside here. Then let's check out call by reference. Now let me have my asterisk here, my asterisk here. Then let me have my int, temp. Okay, now int temp will hold a. Okay, now int a will hold b. All right, then my b will now be equals to temp. Okay, now return 0. Return 0. Now I have to pass in the address of x and the address of y. So let's check if it's going to work. Hey, please work. Oh, don't disgrace me. Ah, Jesus. Okay. I think I am trying to get the memory that not sorry, I'm coming. So let's print out now. We don't really need this one. Okay, you can just call this. So far we're not returning anything. Okay, so let's call this void. Okay, so far we're not returning anything. Let's call this void. Okay, then let's print out our x and y. X and y. All right, so we are expecting our x to be 10 and our y to be 5. So let's check if it is true. As you can see, we have 10 and we have y. Now with by value, it's not possible. Let's check by value. Okay, by value is not possible. By value is not possible. Let's check. So so far we are not returning anything. That's why I use void. So in your program, whenever you are not returning anything, you use void. But if you are returning something, you can use any data type you want to use depending on your on your use case. Okay, so let's check by call by value. See, my x is still 5, my y is still 10. My x is still 5, But with by reference, I see right now we can see the effects of by reference. So by reference, I can just um, modify them directly inside the function, and it will affect automatically inside the calling function, which is the main. Then look at it now. Now we have x to be 10 and y to be 5. Please, do you understand? Call by reference and call by value. Hello, do you understand the call by reference and call by value now?
Yes, I understand. I understand.
Okay.
With what he's doing. Stop bothering me, Sha.
Okay, that's the question.
What? Yes. What's the essence of creating this function, this swap function there? Is there no way we can do it in the int main instead of creating a separate function where you start writing all these plenty things? Is there no way where we can maybe do everything inside the main int main without creating a separate function for it?
Okay. That's a nice question ever. Yeah. Like, can you mute yourself? I can hear myself. Sorry. Now, concerning your question that, like, if I should understand your question, you're saying that we should, there should be a way that we can have this swap function inside this main function without writing main function separately. So let me do it this way. I am going to copy it so let's see, and I will add it inside my main. Okay, inside my main. Let me do the formatting. Sorry. As you can see, we are already having error. Before I explain it, so I want to show you first. Before I explain, okay. So I want to call this inside this. Look at this. It's saying that declaration is incompatible with previous swap. Okay, let's try to declare the function prototype outside. Okay, now here is saying that expected. Okay, now peace, right? You don't ask the question, right?
Yes.
Okay, now look at it now. Like, yeah, should expect that is, like, we cannot declare a function um inside main function. We cannot declare and define a function inside a function. This main function is a function, so we're not trying to declare and define a function inside function. You can only call function inside function. You cannot declare and define function inside function. Shey you get?
Oh,
It is not
yeah.
possible. Do you get that? Hello?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes,
So we
yes.
can only
Yes.
call function inside function, but we cannot define
We
function
can
inside function. See,
declare.
I can call 100 function inside one function, but I cannot declare that
Mm,
function and definition inside that function. It's not possible.
Oh,
So the reason why I am writing this function separately is because this swap function is not in the library, is not in C library. Okay, so this swap function is just like my own defined function, my own function that I created myself. Okay, we call it a custom function. All right. So that's why I have to declare it and write it somewhere first. They now call it, and that's what we are this year now. It means that we are now calling the function we wrote inside our main function, but it's not possible to write it, declare it inside the main function or inside any function. Do we get that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So is it not baffled again? Are you not baffled again? Hello?
Mm, yeah.
Let me show what I mean. Now here, okay, I can, I will show you something now. It's same thing to, even if you are writing any programming language, okay, you cannot define that function inside that function. It's not possible unless you call the function inside the function. If you know how to write JavaScript, okay, you cannot call function, like write function inside a function. Now let me write the add function. Okay, int add, right? Int add, int a and int b. Okay, return a plus b. Okay, return a plus b, right? I can come here that after this one is done, I want to call my add function. I want to what? Call my add function. Then I pass in a value 1 and 2. Even I can say I want to print it out, like print f %d add. Okay, let me even add what I want to. I want to add this a and b together after swapping it. Okay, see here now, I can have another function inside this function, but let's try and put this function now inside this function. See that we always get an error. Look at it, we are having error, right? Because here, see, from here to here, eh, inside this function, it means that you are done with this. So this function is seeing this as a variable. Okay, it's seeing this as a variable. So you cannot continue in a new line defining a variable. Shey you get? That's why this one is saying that it's expecting a end of line. So that shows that we cannot define a function, declare a function inside a function, but we can call function, like call function inside function. Okay, I can have 100 function called inside this function, and they be doing different thing under function. Let me say void. Okay, void print. I want to have my print void too. Okay, then print you cannot have, you cannot define function inside other functions. Okay, now I want to call that print inside here. Now let's run our program. You see that they will work differently. Okay, they will work differently. And note, I'm only calling just one. I'm only calling swap inside this main function. But swap have what? Swap has add function and swap as print function. So once this main function called this function will call this function, then it will now call this function. And its first thing you're gonna do is it's gonna swap this thing first. Then after that, it will enter here and pause this void function, this swap function. Pause it, go to the word, this add function. Come here, do the arithmetic, return it back to the calling function, which is this one. Then it will print out the answer. Then again, it will check out. I still have another thing to do. Then it will execute this. This function will pause. Come here, come to this void function and check it out and print out this. Then it will now what? Done executing. And control will jump back to this main function. Let's see now.
Sorry, how do you know where to call your function? Why didn't you call it inside the main?
Okay.
Like, how do you know, or can you call your function anywhere you like?
Yes, anywhere you like. See, function
Okay.
is just like, now look at car. Okay, your car, right? Your what's it called? I don't know much about car. God, your what's it called? Your steering, is serving, different thing. Now in that at that steering, you have the kilo, the what's it called? The speedometer, or what's the name? I don't know. You have it there, right? You have any other thing there, and they are packed inside one room. Shey you get? But they are doing different thing. So once you want to use that function, the function will call, like you call it and it will work, and after it's done working, then it was removed from the stack. Then after this one is done working, remove from the stack. After this function, this one too is done working, remove from the stack. Then I now come back to this main function, because main function, after it's done, remove from the stack. Do you get what I'm saying? Hello?
Yes, yes, yes,
So I can have my
yes.
function anywhere depending on my use case. Now, here now, my print and my add, I want to have it inside this place because I want to print out this inside this function, and I want to print out this add. This add here is that now I don't want to come inside this main function and add this one again. I'm calling this add function again. So I want to have just this one function here. Then this one function can now do the whole thing, be calling the other function and do their work. Shey you get? At the same time too, you can like, okay, you want to have those function inside here, not inside here. I will show that now. Example 3.c, right? It's compiled. Now can you see my terminal? Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, look at it now. First thing, this guy, you know he didn't even swap. The first thing, see, God, now if you are still with me now, like if you understand what I be like, be preaching, be talking about the stack, all those stuff. Now the first thing that, I said stack is what, um last in first out, right? Now look at it, I have add first, then second I have what, this. Second I have this. I wrote this one first before this, right? I wrote this first, then I input, then next I
Yeah,
wrote this, right?
yeah.
So when this one is printing, you have to what, do this one first, do this, then after that do the second one, then after that now swap this thing, then it give you my answer. That's why I have 15,
Okay.
this one and this. Do we get that?
Okay.
Do we get
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So you can call function like even thousands of functions inside a function, but cannot define and declare a function inside a function. Okay.
Okay.
Now look at now.
So
I can come here and what? Um print my, what's it called? This one is obviously it is x and it is y, right? I can just come here. Sorry. I can just come here and it will still work the same way. Look at it now. It still work the same way. Okay? The same way. If I put this one under this, and as you can see, everything in programming, they are working together. Like, um, they are just working. How do I say it now? Look at now. Now this one comes up first, then this and this. That is, this program run this first, sequential. Remember the word sequential when we talk about control flow. Sequential, first, second, third.
But,
Okay.
yeah, but top-down approach.
Thank you. So now this is sequential approach now. 1, 2, 3. Then it print out 1, 2, 3. Then the way I now call them inside main function matters. Now, if I want my swap to work first, I will have to what? I will have to print my swap first. Okay? Sorry. I have to print my swap first. Let's check it out. Look at it now. And same thing is applicable here too. If I want my, what's it called? My print to come first, right? Then it will print out that one first. And if I want this one to come second, I mean this add function to come second, then it will do that for us. It will now what? Print out that will be what? A and B, right? Then let me just take this one off. Okay, now look at this now. Look at it now. So I print one first, then second, then the last one. Now this main function, first thing, it's called this one, then this one come here. As they, when here now, it first allocates 4 bytes of memory for this temp, it swap all these things, but before it can return go back to this main function, it was like, wow, I have another thing to do here. Okay, so you have to call this print. Okay, and now print is the first one here, then you come here and print out this first. Then it was like, wow, I'm not done, look at this, so I have to do this one too. Then you go ahead and do this one. Then after that, it now return, it now jump back the control now go back to main function. The main function now print out my x and y. Chicken now. And I can also print my x and y here. Okay, I can also print my x and y here. So if I want my x and y to come first, I will have to what? Print it first. So here will now be what? Asterisk A and asterisk B. Sorry, B. Then if I print this out, then we should be expecting our this first. Please, do you understand now? Hello, do you understand?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So do you have any question again before I end this meeting?
Okay, the last question.
Okay.
Um, if you're, for example, you're working for a company and you're given a project to do,
Yeah.
and that project, okay, first of all, how do you know all the functions that are in existence so as to know how to write the syntax whenever you're writing it? And then two, you're given a project like to do something, and then how do you know if there's a function, an existing function for that particular thing that you're doing? If not, how do you create a function that the computer will understand and know that this thing that you created is supposed to do the particular thing you have in mind?
Okay.
Do you understand my
Yeah,
question?
that's perfectly, perfectly, perfectly. Okay. I think this is going so. I'm enjoying myself right now. I love that question. You know, let me start from the first one. How do you know the function to write or the syntax for that function, right? Okay, before that, let me answer the second one. I've now used a project that I work on to explain the first one. Okay. Now, let's say for instance, I want to have a function. Now, we are still coming back to this function here. You know, this swap here, I do not have swap inside um like compiler. My compiler does not have anything called swap. Okay, does not have anything called swap. And in my program, I want to swap something. Okay, I want to swap two things together in my program. Let's say for instance, I'm working on e-commerce project, and I want, or let me say for instance, I have what's it called? I have like I'm working on Netflix, and I want to swap their, like maybe there's something, maybe the, like mistakenly one of my, like my employee, or one of my, what's it called, our intern, okay, mistakenly, he puts, maybe mistakenly put parts, maybe season one, okay, maybe he mistakenly upload season two, and they have to start from season one. So you upload season two first, and again now upload season one. And in that in that program, for you to access season two, you have to watch season one. And here I have season two, and maybe that program, I want them to, maybe in that movie, I want them to watch season one first, free. Then if they want to get access to season two, I want them to pay. And my intern has already pushed season two to what, to the front page, and season one is now locked. Shey you get? So people are like, we are how can we watch season one, we are only seeing season two? Then I was like, wow, I have to do something here. Then I want to, like, now I have to swap my season one and season two. Then I want to swap that season one to come to where season two is, and my season two to go to where season one is. Shey you get? Now, and I know that
Yes.
my, what's it called, inside my library, swap is not existed inside my, it's not like swap is not existing in my library. And I want to write a swap function. Then it now depends on you. Okay, you are the one to now write that program, that function, the way you want it to behave, the way you want it to do, what you want it to do, what's on your mind. This thing, see, whenever you want to write anything, any programming, don't quickly start coding. First, understand that program first. After you understand it, then imagine it. Imagine what you will do. Then after you have imagined it, that's why they teach us something. They are, at the start of ALX, they teach us flowcharts, like pseudocode,
Yeah,
so that you
yeah,
can
yeah.
write down the pseudocode for that function, the way you want it to behave. Then you now write it out. Then that's what you'll be following. Okay, now pseudocode for this now be like, okay, I want to what, I want to swap, I want to swap, right? Swap, right? The next thing, okay, I want to swap um um season one with season two. Okay, then I be okay now. If I want to swap that, then what will happen? I have to have something like maybe a container that will hold my season one first. Okay, then I have to what? I have to what? My temp, like a temporary container, like a, let me just put a container to hold, like the way you like studio code is like you are writing your pseudo code the way you program your stuff, your function. Okay, now container to hold my season one. Okay, the next one. Okay, then and I'll be like, okay, now next thing I want my season one now to now be equals to season two. Okay, so now that my season two will now like my season two will like what's it called, what am I saying now? I want my season two to be equal to season one. So that is, I want this season two to now be equal to season one. Then this season two will now be what? Will now be something like this. Season one. Okay. Then I want my season one now. Season one now. What am I writing? Season one now to now be equal to my container that hold my season, that hold my season one. Then so this one will now be, am I on the right track? This one will hold season one, then season two be equal to season one, right? I think my season two will now be season one, right? Now I want my season one to now be equals to, so let's say that my container here should hold season two. Exactly, yeah, this is not correct now. So my season one now will now be equal to container, then it now be what? Equals to season two. Okay, season two. Shey you get? Then now I have known the way I want to run my program. I want to write my program. Then I will now start writing. Okay, now the first thing is that, okay, now I need a container to hold my season one. Then I put int temp. Okay, the next thing, okay, I want my, what's it called, my container to now my container here will hold my container will hold season two. Okay, then season two be season one, then season one will now be, season two be season one, then season one will now be container, which is season two. Shey you get? Now temp container, right? Then my container will now be equals to my season one, which is A. Then my season one here will now be equals to season two. Okay, then following this, my season one will now be equals to season two. Sorry, I don't know. Now be equal to season two. Shey you get? Then now my season two will now be equals to the container. Okay, so with this now I have successfully swap my season, my movies. Shey you get? I have all swap them. Shey you understand? Then naturally, so far I have done this, for this to work, because see like this like this now, this swap now, compiler does not know it, does not exist. It is existing when it is being called inside my main function. So this thing now work, we now start working, we now call it inside my main function. If I do not call it inside my main function, it should not be working. It will just be a normal writing. Shey you get? Look at
Okay.
look at
Okay.
let me just move this now. Now this is my movie, right? Now let me swap it fast 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 so that my customer will not be what angry. Be like, let's say I'm the intern now, I'm still working on it. My oga is bossing me, calling me, disturbing me. So I forgot to call the swap function inside here. I was like, okay, let me just quickly I've written my swap function that it's already fine to swap my movies, the season 1 and season 2 together. Then let me see it's going to do as expected. Wow, it's not working. What's happening? Yeah, see now, I keep calling this thing. It's not working. It's not working. Why? Because I have not called this swap function inside this main function. I said the main function is an entry point. So I have not called this swap function inside this main function. Okay? So that's why my stuff is not reflecting. And my oga keep calling me. So now, you, the senior, you now come around like, okay, Eric, calm down. There's something you are missing. Let me check your code. Now your code is working fine, your program is fine. Let me check your main function. Oh, see your mistake. You haven't called the swap function inside your main. Be like, oh, that's true. I haven't called it. Okay. Then let me quickly call the function, then you call it. Then let me now run my program again. Wow, it's working. Man, now I've swapped the season of like season 1 and season 2 is already like it has been updated. My guy will be like, okay, now well done, well done, well done, well done. You are true. Good. Do you understand?
Yes. So now with this explanation you just gave now, I
Yeah.
can write any function, I can come up with any function at all. Once I can just break the function down and explain it inside the function part. Then once even though it's not inside the compiler, I can create anything. Then to bring it into the compiler to make it recognizable, what I will just have to do is just to call it inside the int main function, right? Is that what you explained?
Exactly. Because main
Oh,
function is the what? Entry point.
okay.
Do you understand? Please, do you all get it?
Wow, this is good.
Do you all get it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So concerning the second question, okay, that how do you call the function like that.
Like, how do you know how to write it?
How do you know how to write it right? Exactly. I explain with no code now. Let me show us something real quick. I wrote a program. I wrote a simple betting program. Okay. Let me go to that directory. Pointer. Okay. So now look at this. Now I have a lot of include directive here. Okay, a lot. Let me. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for joining this video. Like, if you want to see more of this, kindly subscribe. Thank you. Love you guys.